right, good morning, everybody. We are Monday, the 16th of October. This morning, I have been pumping through various clients one by one, just making sure everything's set for the week. Whether it's been blog posts, whether it's been social media posts, posting my own stuff, posting, obviously, the latest episode of this, episode 10 of Pushing 40. I also got notification that one of the podcasts that I've been on in the last little while also was available, so I published a post for that. That's called the Evolvepreneur Show. That was kind of cool. They talked about my story and how basically I reinvented myself. So take a look for that, because that's an awesome episode. Actually, it was really fun to be on that one. It's about a half-hour episode or so. So today I'm just packing up right now, getting ready. Gonna go ahead into, again, one of my clients. This time not coaching. I had been talking to him for a while about, let's have a team meeting so we can actually get everybody on his team on the same page, so we can actually map out what we're going to do for 2024. And I think that's really good when you're starting to plan out your roadmap, your goals, your objectives, make sure everyone's on the same page. And if there's things that need to be done that maybe you don't have the skill set for, then you make a plan to fill that gap. So that's the plan today. Last night I sent off 3 proposals as well to try and lock in some additional work for not only all-in content, but for hire for me, and then on the evolving management side. So all 3 of my companies, 3 separate proposals. So yeah, lots of fun stuff to go and do today, and then just get to it. So better go get ready. All right, good morning. It is Tuesday. I am getting ready to head out. I'm going to do some leadership coaching this morning, and it's going to be out at a restaurant. I haven't figured out the restaurant yet, but I figured a nice little change of scenery is really good when you're trying to coach somebody. So I always do a lot of my in-person coaching at one of my clients' offices, but I figured let's switch it up with this particular person I'm going to coach, because just a change of scenery can be beneficial. Sometimes it unlocks different conversations. Sometimes you get more honest when you switch things up as well. So I figured that's what we're going to do today. Last night I focused on training Raquel on certain aspects of the business, and so she was plugging away on doing some of the new stuff that I was teaching her, which was really cool, and she was picking that up quite well. Then also signed a new client for a good commitment, which is great, to help in a few areas of their business. So very excited about that. So rocking and rolling there. This morning got up and decided to hop on the walking pad and then to engage on social media as myself and other my clients for about an hour, just walking and fiddling on the old phone there. Taking advantage of wherever you can. Like normally I'd be trying to go and walk outside, and Raquel went for a walk along the river with that time, but I did the walking pad because I realized trying to do comments is actually really, really tough when you are walking outside and trying to navigate crossing streets and not running into people and things. So I'll just stick on the walking pad and do it today is what I figured. So yeah, excited for that. Then I shoot a little bit of video this afternoon for another client after I finish up with that lunch, before just get back into the swing of things. Like my list of to-dos is pretty big from the business front right now. Got lots of activity happening, which is great. Yesterday, actually, I should say, also had a great meeting with Jordan and his team, talking about 2024. How do we make sure that everything is set up across the board? What are my responsibilities? What are other people's responsibilities too? So across the board, we're rocking and rolling. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit annoyed. So it's only been an hour since I last shot the last video. I drove across town and then realized apparently they sent a message over Google Chat, which I don't regularly use, to say that I need to postpone or cancel the lunch. So we've now scheduled for an hour later from now. So I thought, okay, well, I've got an hour and a half almost in between. So why don't I go and shoot the videos that I was going to go shoot with another client? They had said they were going to be at a job site all day today. I drive over there, walk around, there's no one there, message, and then find out that they've moved the work till tomorrow. So obviously I think the first one's on me for obviously not having my notifications pushed through on Google Chat, because again, I never use it, so I've now change that, so therefore Google Chat messages will push through. The second one, I just would have loved to have had just someone tell me, hey, we've moved the work, we're going to do it tomorrow. Therefore, I wouldn't have driven to another part of the city, walked around. It was kind of like a sketchy area, just to find out that no, they're not there. So I'm like, screw it. I got an hour and a bit. I am not going to just come and like just sit around. At least I'll sit around. If I'm going to sit around, I'll sit around at home. So that's what I did. I've come home. I'll head back out in like 40 minutes and then go out for the lunch coaching session. So like not all is lost, but I think it's just a communication thing. So I found this to be a recurring theme though. I've noticed is that when one day gets something thrown off, something else gets thrown off schedule wise as well. So I'm at this point, I think I need to completely rejig my schedule. I think moving forward to fit everything in that we're trying to do here with all in content. And just with my other companies as well, like just to get stuff done, it's got to be better organized because I can't be sitting there losing time like this. This is just not effective at all. So going to be working on that as we move forward. All right, so here we are. It is the middle of the afternoon here on this Tuesday. Just got back from a bit of the rescheduled lunch/coaching that I was supposed to do. Feeling good about that conversation. I think it went really well with this particular client. I think that now after having food a little bit later, I found myself exhausted, which sucks because there's so much stuff I got to do. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to like prioritize things and get stuff done. And I think that's the hardest part is trying to figure out with everything that I'm doing across, personally, professionally, different businesses, where do you focus your time and your energy? And the reason I'm recording this is because it was so freeing for me to have this realization that if I hire other people to do certain work, I gain so much time back. And so, and as I look at the list that I have, and if I grab my camera here and I go and I actually just go look at what I have, which I won't share because it's got people's names and stuff on it. But like this list of to-do things that I have to do, like it's trying to group everything together because this list right now has 13 different tasks or things that need to be done outside of regular day-to-day things. None of this list includes anything for actually my own business in terms of like promoting my business, growing my business, doing all the like the on the business stuff. This is strictly all in the business. So if I focused on in the business only, well, it's at the detriment of future growth. So I think this is a dilemma that like a lot of people have when they're trying to figure out like what do they do, how do they grow their business, the on versus in, what do you do when, etc. Like you got to fulfill. So then it's gotten me thinking, and I was talking to Raquel about this the other day. I got to look at how I schedule my time because I've been doing, I'd say 7 days a week for a while, and now having Raquel join the business is important. I said I had somebody try and help me with some video work. I want to do more with this person. I've got people reaching out all the time now looking to try and like pitch me on their services. So I was trying to figure out strategically what makes sense. But I'm like, and what I'm looking at right now is just a bit of a calendar. If I go and if I group certain stuff together, like, okay, I've been doing a lot of days where it's like, okay, this day, and this day is coaching. Well, maybe I just make it that I only do coaching now on one particular day. And everyone's got a timer. And I say, this is the firm start and stop accordingly. And I just power through. Is it going to suck to do? Yeah, 100%. It's going to be painful. But I think that might be the best play to make sure it's most effective overall. And then if I start to group other tasks together, like, okay, so if I know I'm always recording podcasts on Thursday, well, then maybe that's the day I'm doing that same task, but also something else in the morning is the same task overall. So I'm going to start grouping things, and hopefully that makes life easier. Trying to keep Fridays as the day that are for me, even though I say don't do work on Fridays, I technically work. I just work on my own stuff. I got to build processes. That's what I think it's coming down to. Building. All right, we'll get it done. All right, so here we are, 9 p.m. ish. Been really focused the last little while on trying to collect my thoughts, trying to get things organized. And I submitted a proposal out for somebody to build their website for them, which would be cool if that works out. It was hard to figure out how do I price it because there's lots of plugins, there's lots of tools. When you think about the high level conversations about, what they want to do with their website, what do you factor in really, right? And so I think that's like a thing I'm learning on this content side here with the company, is that as you have these discovery calls with customers and you figure out what their needs are and what they're looking to do, it takes a certain amount of research then. And so I now have a better, I don't know if it's empathy or appreciation, I think, for all these people that I worked with before when I've been working for other companies, and I'd ask for quotes back and prices, and that it would take a while to develop. And I'm like, why is it taking so long to get a price and a quote? Now I get it, because there's a lot of research. I spent most of my day doing research to come up with a quote and come up with something that's fair to the potential client, fair to myself. I still think I probably didn't price it really correctly in some ways, because I did an estimate of how long I think it's going to take. Now, I've built like 6 or 7 websites myself before, so I know how long it's going to take generally, so I'm pretty good on that. But some of the plugins that I looked up, I've never used before, and, got to configure certain tools and figure out what that looks like and add in some new functionality. So yeah, you hope that you're right. And now I get when I consult with other people who do quoting of certain jobs, right? Like I got a plumbing company I've worked with as an example. They're trying to go in and quote commercial jobs. They say it's a guessing game. Like, your parts, but you don't know how long a job's going to take. And so you hope you're profitable. So that's what I'm going to hope with this one. I really hope that it's a profitable engagement of some sort. If it's not, again, let's chalk it up to lessons learned. So yeah, feeling good about that. Just waiting on some money to come in from people who have verbally said they want to, work with me in the company. So looking forward to whenever that starts to trickle or roll in. Yeah, feeling good. I think like tomorrow, it's looking like a more straightforward day, which is great because I just got coaching at this point. That's kind of happening for like 1 hour tomorrow. Ideally, I don't even know like if it's at a time that makes sense for me, but I'm gonna rejig my schedule, I think, for November moving forward and shift things up just to make sure it's, again, as effective as possible. So I don't want to publicly call anyone out, so I'm not going to name this person's name. But I'd say about a week ago, I signed up for somebody's free checklist that they were offering for some service I thought was actually pretty cool looking. I thought like that's might help on the content side. And so sign up for it, don't think about it, get the resource. And I'm like, I wasn't too impressed. And I probably should have unsubscribed at that point, but I did not. I just happened to look at my phone and went into one of the accounts that I don't use often, but that I did use for subscribing to this thing. And this person fucking sent 17 emails in the last 24 hours, increasing in aggressiveness, trying to book a call to talk through their program and what they're trying to sell and offer. 17 fucking emails in 24 hours. Obviously, I unsubscribed now, but that's fucking ridiculous that somebody would send that many emails. Absolutely, absolutely insane. I really hope I'm off their email list now. And I'm glad it wasn't my main email, but my goodness, get your shit together. Don't fucking try and run a business by harassing people. I can't even remember what the checklist was I actually downloaded from this person. I don't even want to go bother looking. But holy fuck. Unbelievable. Who fucking sends 17 emails? You gotta be fucking insane to do that. Alright, here we go. It's Wednesday, October 18th. I am just gonna go do some coaching real quick, and then I'm gonna do some video shoots real quick after that, and then back home today. This morning I'd already got up and I was starting to prepare some stuff on social media for myself, changing covers, things that I just wanted to switch out that I felt like needed a bit of a refresh after launching all-in content. And then just trying to get ahead and strategize a little bit, because new clients coming on board, which means, I got to make sure I get them onboarded appropriately. I'm going to be hiring for a new role, so going to get that finalized later this afternoon. And then just rocking and rolling and trying to get stuff done. It's pretty cool. I didn't say this yet, but was able to finally, this took for a while, to get approved for Google Business for the reviews side of things for both Hire For Me, which has been in existence for over a year now, and All-In Content. All-In Content got approved before Hire For Me. For some weird reason, Hire For Me was blocked from being able to build a business page on Google. And I was very, very frustrated by it. And I kind of like, well, fuck this. Like, I just kind of gave up. And then I realized, okay, let me try it one more time. Let me just contact their customer service support. Maybe there's a screw up. Maybe that's what happened, because eventually it got approved. So I can actually start to go back to past clients, the people I worked with on the Hire For Me side, get some reviews. I've gotten a couple of reviews that have already come in now on the all-in content front. So thank you to those people who have done it, because it means the world to me. It honestly does. The positive feedback is great. And whether someone leaves a negative review too, I think that's also important, because at the end of the day, feedback is feedback, and if you take it and you look at it constructively, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and learn from it, ultimately it's going to make your product, your service, your business, yourself better. So yeah, again, I appreciate feedback so much. I think that might be a little bit of the I can't remember this guy much, the ex-call center guy in me. And I hate the word call center, or we used contact center, but whatever you want to call it. I did that for a number of years, and we care a lot about reviews, and so I think that's kind of infused. So I look at the different, let's call it competitors, that would be against me in my city, my area here, Windsor, and a lot of them haven't been focusing on it. So I'm hoping that they're not watching this, because I'm going to say, I think my secret to growth is going to be Google reviews. I'm going to focus and go all in on that, in addition to the video and the content, because I don't think people are going to put it out at the scale and the frequency that I am. The hardest part, and Raquel pointed this out last night as we were doing some more training, the hardest part is to make sure that you got the right audience, so that if you're going to engage with others on social media, it makes sense. So this morning I did go through from a Facebook perspective and kind of prune some of the people that I was following, at least, because there's a bunch. I'd say it's more than a bunch. I think it's a plethora. It's unreal how many people. I have no idea who the hell they are, why I'm even following them, if I maybe just accepted every request that came at some point. I have never really focused on Facebook, and so I think that could be part of the problem. Wow, that sun is brutal behind me in terms of just showing up in light. It's a beautiful day, honestly, but it's gonna make it a little tricky on this video. So yeah, you gotta have the right audience, because if you have the wrong audience, it's hard to sit there and go and leave thoughtful, engaging comments on people that you want to maybe be able to help support and be as, partners or, clients, what other people might call them, in your business. So I gotta get the right audience across the board. I released a video today, which is my first ever skit video, and I call these skit lights. They're light because they're basically me being two characters, couple of lines for each character. My plan is to have more in-depth skits as I move forward, but I just gotta power through that. I got all this plethora of content though for myself that I need to go through and edit, and I was debating, do I outsource this content to someone else? And I think my answer is no. I am going to be very protective over the content that I'm putting out there, and I don't think I want to entrust it to somebody else yet at this point. It is unreal, the amount of people and companies who are reaching out, because they're all saying, hey, I see you got this new business, it's really cool, I'd like to learn more, and next thing you know, they're pitching me. I got tons of people pitching me every single day. I'd say it's between 5 and 15 different people sending me DMs, messages, etc. across all channels, email, whatever it is, looking to get me to buy their services so they say they can help me grow and scale. And I get it. I'm looking like fresh meat, right? But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not going to go and just go crazy. And I'm not going to just hire a bunch of people that I don't need to hire and businesses and teams that just aren't aligned. Plus, there's a lot of shitty pitches and stuff out there. So yeah, lots on the brain today. Just want to get through these next couple hours, get through coaching, get through this little quick video shoot, which was supposed to happen yesterday, but got rescheduled to today. And then I got another video shoot tomorrow. Tomorrow night's going to be interesting. 2 video shoots, unfortunately, happening at the same time. So I've trained Raquel, and she's going to take the actual, good camera and everything and go and shoot video content for me on my behalf while I go to the other one, which is about 35 minutes outside of the city. So they just happen to be happening almost at the same time. Like, the one that's outside the city starts earlier, so therefore I thought I can go and I can shoot that content. Hopefully it ends relatively quickly and efficiently, and then I will drive as quick as I can back to the other shoot, which is basically staggered start by about an hour. So, like, if anything, I'm hoping it's like maybe it's a 10-minute kind of thing. But it's good for her to experience that and go through it, and I'm sure she'll do well because, again, she's very detail oriented and really, really, really good. So yeah, excited to try and see, can we do 2 video shoots at the same time, because it's a challenge. All right, I'm gonna go listen to some music, rock on as I drive into my client's office here for this next round of coaching. All right, just getting back from the video shoot and coaching that I did earlier. Overall, that went quite well. Feel confident that I got some good video, good shots. I like those type of video shoots where it's like in and out. Show up, ready to go, record the camera, record a couple videos, gone within 10 minutes. Because that's all you need. You don't need to sit there and do like an hours long video shoot sometimes if you're just kind of popping in and doing something. Because at the end of the day, the footage itself is going to be less than 60 seconds. Why waste time? Whoa, got a little dark there. Why waste time doing hours and hours and hours of time, a video, when you don't have to? Smarter, not harder, always. All right, good morning. It is the 19th of October. Today is a bit of a wild Thursday. This morning, no meetings, which is great, so I'm going to get a lot of work done. Absolutely love that, as we all know. Then I have got back-to-back podcast episodes for Rapid Fire Insights that we're going to be shooting. So 2 episodes today for that. So back-to-back this afternoon. And then a little bit of break. And then I got to be in 2 places at once. Got to be recording some videos tonight, basically around the same time. So one is 30 minutes outside of the city. I'm going to go do that one. Raquel's going to take my camera and gear to another shoot. That's going to be starting at 7. And she's going to get everything set up and hopefully be able to start recording that while then I show up probably 15-20 minutes later. I'm not nervous per se about going through and trying to do the 2 shots, but I'm hoping that timing-wise it just somehow works out really good for me. I think it will. I think it'll go well. She's really detail-oriented and she'll make sure everything goes perfect. So yeah, I gotta just get a lot of stuff done. This morning, I'm still trying to go through and edit basically a number of videos that we did. So Raquel and I have been working on this project for most of the week. She's been doing some, I've been doing some. Then we noticed that yesterday, the service, one of the tools that we use from a video editing perspective, which is cloud-based, it was not working. We're trying to upload, export, all these different things and settings and everything we're supposed to do. Nothing's working. So we lost last night, unfortunately, as a day to get stuff done. And last night was one of the best nights to do it because today's pretty much a write-off, especially tonight. So that sucks when technology kind of fails you. I emailed their support team. This is a company that's in Europe, so therefore we're not aligned in terms of time zone. So something to keep in mind as you're trying to build your business, like where's your support teams in terms of any of your software if there's a problem, because you might not get an immediate response. So it's like I wake up this morning and say, oh, it's resolved. I'm going to test it now to see if it works. But to not have that sucks. So then I sit there and I look ahead. I'm like, okay, so, I'll shoot the videos tonight, which is a long form video for the one client. The other one's going to be short form video, so I can get to that later. I'll probably edit that stuff tomorrow. And then I started making a list of to-do list things that I want to do for my business. So part of the reason why I try and keep Fridays is like I say to people externally, no meeting Fridays for me, is that I don't want I need to have a day basically for like my business. And so Friday's been that day where I'm trying to focus on that. So my list I'm making is it's getting long and extensive, which is good. And so we'll power through. And then Raquel's got 3 days left here for her current job. So looking forward to that being done. So then we'll be able to get more work done here together. All right, let's get to it. All right, so just completed one podcast interview that we just did. And so, of course, I'm wearing the all-in content shirt. The thing that's important when you're batch creating something like I'm doing here today is then you ultimately can change as well. So that's what I'm going to do now too, is I'm going to switch shirts so then I'm wearing something else different for the next episode. So whenever it gets released, it doesn't look like I'm just wearing the same clothes over and over again. All right, so I am fucking livid right now. So I had to do the 2 different jobs tonight, which is great. Raquel was setting up the one, I went and did the others. So the other one went fine, footage, shot, all that stuff, which is good. Drive all the way back to the other one, and they're just kind of getting started, so I didn't really miss much, which was great. Raquel had been shooting some kind of B-roll footage and just kind of running the camera, and which is awesome. Doing everything, the settings, everything were perfect, no problem. So they start the presentation, and we're just trying to record the event. Should be very straightforward. 3 minutes in, I start seeing warning signs on the camera that I'm shooting on now, that I'm shooting all my videos, saying it's warming up, it's overheating. I was like, fuck, that's not good. So, of course, what happens? Camera shuts off. I've quick thinking, I pull out cell phone to keep footage going and start recording. But I've got both speakers tied to like lav mics. And thankfully, I had pre-programmed the settings to make sure that anything they would say from an audio perspective would be put onto the mic itself and stored, which you can just like hook in USB and be good to go. But then that meant I had to hold my cell phone for an hour and a half because I did not bring the right tripod attachment because I thought, hey, I'm hooked up to the actual camera. I don't need to sit there and have something to record with a cell phone. But now I've got basically 3 minutes of really, really good high quality footage like I normally have here on this camera to just cell phone footage for an hour and a half shot. I am really fucking pissed off because now I have to go through this hour and a half video, find where there was the parts where I was like stop and starts, because I did a few stop and starts on the cell phone just because holding it. So I fucking have to now re-put audio in and find the spots so it doesn't look like the words don't match. And I said I'd turn around this video by tomorrow. It's 11:07. It's costing me so much time. Only because for some reason the camera decided to have a fucking meltdown. It's happened a couple of times. Like I think it was like last week when I was doing the 100 videos. Or 200 videos, I should say. Or whatever it was. A couple of times it would stop and start and, have overheating. And I'm thinking I'm pushing it to the limit. I'm now at the point I'm so fucking frustrated because I definitely need stuff for long-term content. I'm going to buy another camera now. I'm going to have to buy a camera that's going to have a battery that's actually fucking reasonable or doesn't overheat like a son of a bitch like this thing does. This is fucking ridiculous. I got to waste my time here on Thursday night to try and salvage this whole session so I don't look like a fucking idiot. Not gonna lie, I'm fucking pissed though. That's my rant. Gotta get back to it. Alright, so here we are today. It's October 20th. Last night I was a little rattled about the video footage problem that I ran into. So today I'm just getting that final video that I pieced together, Frankenstein style. I guess it's appropriate because Halloween's not too far away. So I was able to put it together with some audio, and I'm going to get that put on YouTube today for my client. And then I'm going to chop up their video as well. But then I started thinking, why should I go back through and watch it again to find clips why don't I use AI? So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use AI to chop up a bunch of the clips for me so I don't have to rewatch it again, saving me time, energy. I'm going to do this for a number of long form videos today, utilize AI to help make life easier, and I'm hoping it works out. Because my goal today is just to get a lot of shit done. I've got videos that are all kind of in a state of like waiting for a couple tweaks and adjustments. Yesterday I edited about 70 videos. These are short social media videos for a client as part of 158 videos that I'm going to give her. And you know, I just got to kind of put a bit of a title on each of them now at this point, all 158. I can power through and get all 158 of those done today because that's just easy, throwing titles and stuff on. But after that, then I've just got more footage that I want to continue to edit and just get ahead. But I look at my list of things I have written down here today, of things that I want to do in general over the course of this weekend. I'm going to do a lot of work this weekend, to be honest. Like, we're doing a video shoot, a quick little one on Sunday for another client. That'll be an outdoor one, so hopefully weather cooperates for us. And just, again, trying to get shit done. Just got to be focused and have a list. I think that's what it's all about. All right, here we are. It's Saturday. It is the 21st of October. Raquel is doing her last day of work for the company that she works for, and then that's it. So very excited for her to officially be able to join the all-in content side of things officially. Once this is all said and done, she's done a great job training, going through stuff. Today, I did some outdoor work this morning, a little bit of just kind of stuff around the house. And then today, while Raquel's working, I'm going to be setting up a new client that we've signed on the social media side and on the hiring side and the consulting side, and making sure all their stuff is set up, ready to go in terms of access systems, everything that we need to do to manage them for the next year, and hopefully more beyond that. But you know, we got their stuff all access sent to us here now, so we're going to test, make sure that all works, so that we are good to go to start scheduling their social media content. I had done the videos for them a number of months back, and I'd suggested that, hey, I can manage this all for you. But I didn't really push it hardcore because I wasn't doing it officially at that time. But I said I could do it, obviously for a price we could figure out. And they said, no, we're okay. We'll do it ourselves. And of course, what happens, post a couple videos, and then they realize they're just too busy to do it. They should probably get someone to do it. I know the content. I know what needs to be done. So I'm going to schedule it moving forward and produce more content for them. So excited for that. It's interesting, like this journey of all-in content has always been there. I've wanted to do it for years. I knew that this was an income stream that I was going to create, even when I was working for other businesses and trying to play around with this. This is the benefit of like working corporately for someone else. Doesn't matter if it's a startup or an actual company that's been around for a while, is using their money, their systems, their tools to figure out how you can gain new skills. And when you gain those new skills, when you decide to go on your own and do it, like I've done, you've now been able to play someone else's playground a little bit and become a bit more an expert yourself. So that's what I've done. This morning I also spent a good amount of time researching. Trying to figure out what do I do about this camera that I'm on and the fact that it heats up. So I've ordered some new equipment that doesn't cost a lot to see if it will help. If it does, great. If not, I will be buying a new camera and going through that process because I cannot have cameras fail on me and overheat to the extent that they were. So that's a piss off because that happened. So yeah, let's get to work today. Let's get some stuff done and have some fun along the way. Hopefully we'll be rocking out to music all day long. My favorite music to rock out to is classic rock. But I've been going through a bit of a, I'd say 90s trip lately, actually. So I don't consider that classic rock at all, because it wasn't that long ago, but maybe it was, I guess, 3 decades ago. But yeah, I'll be doing some 80s and 90s music all day while I work. All right, here we are for our morning walk. Raquel, what's the plan today?
We are going to go to the Windsor barbecue competition today at the Sportsman Club, supporting Bubby's Plumbing. They've got one of their team members competing with his team, Bush League Barbecue. So I'm excited to check it out. I've never been to a barbecue competition.